Good evening, good day, good morning, wherever you are. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to just take about a 10-second conscious break for the violence on planet Earth. First, I was going to say Buffalo and then LA, but in Ukraine and East Africa, 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. I don't know if you want to pray, whatever you want to do, just give 10 seconds. Okay. One violence isn't greater than the next. But what aren't we listening to from each other that's creating this turmoil on planet Earth? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm looking down at the wrong camera. Gotta look up. Gotta look up. Gotta look up. Sorry about that, dear. So today we're gonna do something. And Tori said you did cookies before. I know I did cookies before, but cookies before. Welcome to Orgasmic Conscious Cooking. I'm John Ashford. I should say that. I guess I'm getting excited ahead of myself. Show is dedicated to my grandmother again. She was the matriarch of all cooking in my house. She taught my mom, she taught my uncle, she taught my aunts, she taught my brother and me. And I have an original recipe from her. She took the recipe and she made some changes. I'm explaining the changes she made to it, which you'll find if you go look for a recipe. You don't usually find these two items in any single cookie recipe, but she was looking for a crispy, crunchy, chewy cookie, and she had to add two chemicals. But have you ever been to the house and you say, "Oh, I'm gonna make some cookies for the kids," and you go on in the in the cupboard and you look, "Oh shit, I ain't got no flour." Well, don't fret. I can hack. Do you have oatmeal? Gluten free or non gluten free? Do you have some oatmeal? If you have oatmeal in there, you can actually make oatmeal flour. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna mix. We have almond flour and we have oatmeal. 2 cups of oatmeal, 1 cup of oatmeal flour. We're gonna make oatmeal flour. We're gonna mix the two together, and we're gonna bake some cookies. And I'm gonna show you exactly how long it takes. The oven is at 350. Uh, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna change that right now. Well, when we start putting, I'm gonna put it on convected cookies to cook a little bit faster. Convected means there's a fan in the oven that swirls the air around, hot air around. The cookies cook a little bit faster than regular bake. Um, but I want to throw a picture up there that I sent Derek. So, Derek, you thought that's Dora Dunnigan in the middle. That's me on my left, and that's my brother Derek. This is my grandmother. This is the lady who inspired me to cook. This was the lady that when I was a shorty, I would say, "Mother dear, would you take us to?" Her name is Dora Dunnigan. We call her Mother dear. "Would you take me to McDonald's to get a hamburger?" She said, "That ain't no damn burger." So she'd take us home and make what they sell in the store now, cannon burgers. This giant ass burger. She said, "Ain't no meat in that hamburger." And I said, "I want an apple pie." She said, "Ain't no apples in apple pie." So she'd go back to the house, pick me and my brother up from my mom and dad's, drive us in the car, go to the store first, get some apples, peel the apples, make an apple pie, big old apple pie, big old hunks of apples in it. And at the time, I was like, I don't want that. As I got older, I was like, man, that was pure heaven. She always had some ice cream with that joint, man. But these cookies are fire, as my son would say, these Dora chocolate chip cookies. And I'm gonna show you this same recipe. You can actually in midstream change it to a peanut butter cookie recipe. Ooh-wee. Same base, same base. I'm gonna show you when you would make it when you would add the peanut butter. You would just add a cup of peanut butter to this recipe, omit the nuts and everything else, unless you want that in your peanut butter cookies. You have bam boom peanut butter. Add a cup of peanuts to it. Boom. You got some peanut butter chips. You get those Reese's peanut butter chips. Drop those in that joint. Boom, boom, bang. Orgasmic. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's gonna get a little noisy. I hope you guys can hear me, but we're gonna jump in here. So we have 2 cups of oatmeal. Tori said she can't wait. So let me back up. I'm gonna do everything but the kitchen sink chocolate chip cookie, and I have a chocolate chip cookie that I'm making for a dear friend who has a birthday that he don't know it. I know he's not gonna watch this, so he doesn't know that I'm doing this. I'm making some cookies. I'm taking to Houston for Dr. Dane here eventually. So how do I do this? Okay, I start with this. You know what this is? My Vitamix. My father-in-law said to me, every person who creates something, if you have the right, if an artist has the right equipment, they can create anything. You have to have the right equipment. You're gonna see the first piece of right equipment is Vitamix. You make your smoothies, you can make soup, you can make flour, you can make ice cream. This joint does it all. from fruit. So we're gonna take 2 cups of flour, drop it in here. Now, what you're not gonna do, what I almost did, is put this on top and then put this on top later. The top on top doesn't work that way. The reason I say it doesn't work that way is I did that before and I hit the button on accident and I had shit everywhere. You don't want that. So we put this on here like this. We got 2 cups of oatmeal. Y'all see that? Oatmeal flour. Just that quick. Can't believe it. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's what I said. So I'm going to move this piece of furniture out of the way. Set this over here. I know you were like, it's going to take some time. It's just that quick. So let me tell you the other secret. You can actually now go to the store and buy your own whole wheat grains and grind your own wheat. You can make anything. I love this machine. She's my friend, my best friend. Okay, so let me get my machine over here. Get her ready here. This is heavy. You don't drop this on your foot. It would get kind of ugly. You drop that and be like this. So, very, very special. This thing moves at a high speed. I usually unplug it. Amazing hack. Thanks, babe. Amazing hack. So you can do anything if you have the right equipment. That's what my father-in-law said to me, Mr. Bergman. Uh, dedicate the show to him and his brother who passed. But anyway, so many people in my mind right now. So let's see. I'm gonna sit this over here. I have my flour ready. So what you're gonna do is you're going to actually cream the butter, add the sugar, and add the eggs one at a time. Okay? Now, here's the secret. You want the butter to be room temperature. I left this out since last night. And the reason you want it, because my mom explained to me, and I did some research on it, the eggs and the butter will expand, which gives a nice fluffier cookie. Now you could take it out of the fridge, it won't hurt, but I'm just giving you some hacks today. Today's John Asher hacks for you guys so you can make amazing cookies. It's just orgasmic. If you're trying to impress somebody, if you're trying to find a nut lover, and you do this, you won't lose. I promise you, you won't lose, okay? Can't lose with this. Can't lose. Okay. Unless you buy a car and charge the city to charge it. But anyway, we don't talk about that. That's comedy. Right, my brother? Anyway. Funny, funny, funny people out there in the world. Okay. So 2 sticks of butter. And this package equals 1 cup of butter. Now, I use organic butter. I buy it at Costco because Costco has the best price on organic butter. I have organic eggs. Everything in here is organic. You say, why organic? Less chemicals. Now I need to plug this. See the difference? I didn't plug it in, turn it off, lock it. Put my eggs over here for the time being. Now, add 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar. I'm gonna whip the butter, whip it like Bernie Mac. That wasn't Bernie Mac. I think about Friday. But okay, I hope you guys can still hear me. Okay, so there we go. Now butter. Now that the butter is, I'm gonna slow this down because I want you guys to see this. That's what the whipped butter looks like. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this with everything until it gets too loose. So you see that? That's the whipped butter. Drop this in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the cup of brown sugar. No, we're gonna do white sugar first. Go with the white sugar. It doesn't really probably matter, but incorporation. Now, what you want to do is scrub them walls. You know, you got to rub them walls. So what I mean by that is the butter is sticking to the side of the pot, this bowl, like you said, like you saw. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my handy dandy spatula, and after I get the sugar in there, I'm gonna scrub the walls, and then I'm gonna add the eggs, and I'm gonna speed it up. Because I want you to see the effect of what I'm looking for. KitchenAid. You can't beat this. Let the brown and white sugar play together. Yeah. Dr. King had a dream in a bowl. Just kidding, y'all. Just kidding. I hope that's my comedy not that bad tonight. So I'm gonna turn it off so you don't get sugar everywhere. You don't want this to hit the bowl and break the bowl. So what you're gonna do? Just turn it off. Take some time. Brown sugar in that joint now. Now, now this is gonna like, and the brown sugar sometimes a little hard. Have you ever messed and worked with brown sugar that has lumps in it? This machine gets rid of all the lumps. Gets rid of all the lumps. All the lumps are gone. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get away with this. So, because I don't have the aerial camera right now, can you guys see that? Can you see how the butter's sticking to the top? At the very top of it, the butter is not completely mixed with the sugar. So what I'm going to do, take my spoon, and I'm going to scrub the walls because I want it to fall down. Because I want everything to be incorporated together. Okay. Taking a little time to show you guys this place. So. Now, let that whip. Now, secret to eggs. Occasionally, you go to the store and you get a bad egg. What you don't want to do is break a bad egg in your butter and your sugar at prices today, and you have ruined sugar and butter. Hit them walls. You know it. You know, hit them walls. You got to hit them walls. You ain't doing it. You ain't working it right if you ain't hitting the walls. Remember, this is that orgasmic conscious cooking tonight, even with the cookies. Now, I want you to see what it looks like. We'll take step, little step. Now, can you see the fluffiness now around that? And it's all incorporated. So what we're going to do, drop this back in here. Probably be the last time I can do it because this egg's going to make it a little bit more loose. Break my egg. Don't get the egg. It's two eggs to go in here. So, oh, come on, John. Well, I've done this time and time again. Don't make me a liar. Okay. Perfect egg. Perfect egg. Perfect egg. Drop the first egg in here. Incorporate with one egg at a time. Grab me a towel to wipe my hands. My wife moved my equipment. There we go. There we go. It's doing its thing, y'all. It's doing its thing. While that's doing that, put our second egg in. I'm going to slow it down. Don't have to stop it. Don't have to worry about the glass hitting it because I do it from the top. Incorporate the second egg. Now, with these glass bowls, you got to be real careful because guess what? If you crack the bowl, you got to throw your whole batter away. Your cookie does not anymore. It's not going to be good anymore. So, we're going to add one more good thing. Some organic, pure bourbon vanilla extract. Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's. You can get it anywhere online. You can find it, but this is the one I prefer. It's a little bit more spendy. So it says a fourth teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna put a tablespoon because I like the flavor, y'all. But that's what my grandmother put in there. But I like more vanilla flavor. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna scrub the walls a little bit because I can tell that the top part is just more butter than egg. So turn this off like this. Lift it. If you're working this, like a lot of times little kids like to make cookies with the parents, please unplug the machine. Because you don't want to spend the night at the hospital with fingers all in your cookie batter, put cookie dough. And that might happen on this machine. So, drop this like this. Shake my vanilla up. Make sure my top's on tight. Okay. I'm on Derek's side. How do you tell that people before if you written down? So, yes, but you see me doing this first hand. So, turn it down low because I don't want it to splatter everywhere. So we got that going like that. Now, we're almost done, y'all. Almost done. Watch this. Feel like I'm in the movie Jaws when he's trying to get the boat back to the shark. Get the shark on the back. Come on, move. Come on, Myrtle. Move, Myrtle. Okay. So now I'm going to let you guys see what it looks like before I add my flour. If I don't drop this on the floor. Voila. Perfect. Look how fluffy it is, right? Nice and fluffy. Now, all the dry ingredients, okay? So we're gonna go. So remember, I told you my grandmother did something different. So she put a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking soda. Most recipes call for one or the other for cookies. So it's gonna be flat too, not heaping. See, it's flat. Drop that off in there like this. Boom. Make sure it's my baking powder because I have other things in there. I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. See that? Flat baking powder. Threw the spoon over there a little bit too fast. Too fast. An eighth teaspoon of salt. Now people say, how do you know? I cook so much, so this is a teaspoon, so I know what an eighth is. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if you guys can see that. If I drop it, I'll clean up. That's an eighth. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. That's an eighth teaspoon of salt. Bam. All my dry ingredients. Some more dry ingredients. Cup of almond flour. And now, what I want to do, because even though it's said it costs 3 cups of flour, I'm going to measure this because sometimes flour can be kind of weird. I don't want to have dry cookies. My wife would beat me up if I made dry cookies. But dry cookies, what the hell is that? And what you don't want to do, you see somebody like try to squash it. You don't want to squash it. Make it light. Keep it light. One more spoon of that. So what you don't want to do is pat it down. You want to keep it nice and light. Okay. And a lot of and what they usually do in restaurants because they get more precise. They weigh everything because it's more. Sometimes the eye is off a little bit when you're making big, huge batches. You don't want to mess that up. Okay. That's 2 cups of flour. So you got one more cup of flour. Pretty close. Interesting. So, so our second cup of flour. Move this to the side so you can see this. So you saw that 2 cups make a little bit more than what I needed. So I'll drop this off like this. Now, what you don't want to do is turn this up real fast, real quick, because you'll have what? Flour everywhere. You'll be like, I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost. Don't do that. That is not very, very attractive, especially in the kitchen. Now, when I was a kid, I'm still a big kid. So I know what I want this to look like. And because this is the first time I'm doing this hack with almond flour, I'm gonna just do something that I liked to do when I was a kid. How many people go and they buy a cookie dough? My gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now, remember I told you I was going to do something a little bit different? I want to make 2 different types of cookie. Put this in here one more time. Let this whip up. I think I'm going to drop just a little bit more flour in here. There. Parfait. I need this still. Okay. So, my good friend, Dr. Dane here, loves uh, one of my favorite nuts. I'm nutty. Okay. Macadamia white chocolate cookies. So one batch of the cookies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate this cookie dough because I'm almost done with this. The machine. I'm moving the machine out of the way so we can see my beautiful face. Turn it off so you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna be done by 7:50. I'm gonna show you that's how quick this is. Okay. So turn this off. Unplug, my friend. Lift this up. Move this back. Now, my friendly spatula. Now, if you have kids, scrape this, scrape the walls, scrape the walls. See how that dropped off of there? Okay. Uh, Lift this up out of here. Now, when I was a kid, I used to take my tongue and lick this up. Now it's getting kind of freaky in here. It shouldn't be all freaky. Let me do this. It's on the floor for just 10 seconds. I have more room to work. More room to work, Johnny. La 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 la. Okay, so take the spoon, get out. I don't want to waste not, want not. Okay, but if you had a kid, my mom would do the treat for me and my brother, and she would leave some of the cookie dough in there. And my brother and I would get this bowl or the spatula, whatever, and we would share that. And we used to have fun in the kitchen when my mom was cooking. She doesn't do much of that anymore, but I have good memories. I have pictures, and my grandmother was like notorious in the kitchen. I used to love to watch her when I didn't know it at the time. She'd be in the kitchen and she'd like be concentrating. And I saw that picture on the internet and I was like, when I cook sometimes, Tori sometimes wants to talk. That's I'll lick the bowl. Okay, Tori gets to lick the bowl later. Okay, cool. She can lick the bowl. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, take some of the cookie dough, put it here. So without dropping it on the floor. Okay. So sit that there. Put this here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my white chocolate. Well, first, let's do the macadamia nuts. I like to put a cup and a half of choice of your nuts. So it's going to have a lot of nuts in here. Now, don't let these nuts scare you, but this bag of nuts is like $18. So nuts are very expensive. The better quality nuts you get, trust me, it tastes better. So I'm going to stir this up like this. Okay. So that's that. These nuts. Whose nuts? These nuts. White chocolate chips. Now, don't get hacked at the store. Make sure the package says white chocolate when you buy white chocolate. If not, it's just powdered sugar that they made chocolate look like chocolate chips. It's a hack that they do, and they kill you. They kill you because white chocolate chips are really expensive. It's still part of chocolate. It's in the processing that it happens. It does taste different than regular chocolate chips. So, but I told my wife, I was like, when we went to buy it, I think she was with me when I was like, yeah, I want to make sure it says white chocolate chips. Because if it doesn't say that, it ain't it. And it'll look the same. The package looks exactly the same. Okay. Now, one thing I got from my grandmother when she made cookies, she put extra. Always, she did extra. She was doing extra. My grandmother was extra. She's special. I love her. She taught me how to be like extra. Cook it orgasmically. Okay, so now, you guys see what this looks like? That is macadamia and white chocolate cookies. Set this to the side over here. We'll come back to that now. Now, what we're going to do, everything is not that much, but that's where we're going to add this. We're going to get kind of freaky in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop how much cookie dough here. So it's going to be really, so we got what? Everybody know what type of nuts these are. These nuts, pecans. Bam. A little bit of half macadamia. Bam. Everything but the kitchen sink. So these are pretty nutty cookies. 4 cup of some coconut. Bam. And I thought the bottom was coming out. I thought the bottom was dropping out. Sound like a Bob Marley song. Okay, so, and we're going to do the chocolate chips here. I'm not going to leave them on the oven because guess what happens with chocolate on the oven? They're melting. I'm melting. So we do a cup of chocolate like that. Now, I want you guys, I get 2 different cookies. Yes. See how what this looks like? See that? So we're going to stir it up. Stir it up like Bob Marley said. Little darling. Now people are like, when you look at this, it's like, man, you got almost too much ingredients in it. You never have too many for an actual cookie. Because what it's going to do is that every bite in the kitchen sink cookies has some yumminess in it that you cannot resist. Let's see this. Back in the day, my grandmother, my mom and my grandmother said that they didn't have, before they had these machines, they were using hands to make all this stuff. And I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. Kind of freaky deaky. So, y'all ready to see this? Everything but the kitchen sink. So, get rid of this. So, why parchment paper? Why not? Never too many chips, right, babe? Never too many chips. So, parchment paper allows the cookie not to stick. And I learned this, they cook better. I don't know what it is. I know that sounds crazy, but they actually cook better. So I'm going to do 2 cookies so you guys can see it. I'm going to do one of, because I'm going to actually, yeah, we'll be done. We'll be earlier done than we were earlier than last week. Okay. Make sure I get mine. That's in here. Make you guys can see this. Uh, now, what I'm going to do, so I didn't want to make so much noise, so I'm going to turn my oven off really quick, turn it off, come to convected, go back to convected pastry, 350. It's ready. But the difference now is when it gets in the oven, there's a fan. So these joints are going, I'm not going to keep you guys all night because I'm going to talk a little bit with these in here. They cook for 12 minutes. Now, you're probably going to say, what are you going to talk about? Well, remember I told you this is consciousness show. And I'm going to talk a little bit about orgasmic conscious cooking. Um, this morning, when I woke up, I thought about like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I got a dear brother, Derek Blocker, who helps me out every week, and Gino helped me put this concept together. And I was like, well, man, I'm not doing it enough. I'm not getting the following that I desire. What's going to happen with this? And but that wasn't the only thing that was going through my mind this morning. Also, when I was driving, I started like judging the hell out of me, like not being enough. Uh, I was supposed to go do a class, and I was like, why am I doing this class? Um, something's wrong with me, and maybe I just need to just retire, just really just go fishing. And it hit me. Um, I wasn't really being me. And what happened is that I wasn't being me because I was like, well, who am I being when I'm doing this? Because I love cooking, guys. If you ask my wife, if you ask anybody in my house, my mom instilled, I'll tell the story after I finish telling this story. She instilled cooking in me that it's something that's a joy to me. I make salads. If you go to my Facebook page, you go to Instagram, you see salads, sauces I make. I make salad dressings up. It's orgasmic for me because it's my way. out that when I hear incidents like Buffalo, New York, or Los Angeles, or Somalia, or Ukraine, or Russia, it's a way that I get to just not escape, but expand into more magic. Um, and I was wondering when I thought about quitting doing this, that I would do this if nobody else was looking. And why do I say that? Because what if you did things and in the process of you doing something, your one task or your one enjoyment or your one joy actually energetically changed something? So get this. I know you guys are not gonna be able to taste this tonight. That when Tori comes down and she bites into this cookie, she's gonna be like, "Wow, what the hell?" You know. I think she's a little spoiled because she gets to eat my food a lot. But it's one of those things that in this crazy times, you know, we people slapping people on stage, people are out of sorts. When I mean out of sorts, they're not being themselves. You know, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna jump all around here for a little bit because we have about 8, 9 minutes before they're ready. So I hope you guys bear with me a little bit. It's 7:02. Last time we got done at 7:08. We'll be done at 7:10. So we went 10 minutes. So the real deal with this again, in 30, 40 minutes, let's do 40, we have 40 minutes. You actually can make a homemade cookie. So I'm jumping all around here. So I hope that Tori help me out here. So I'm gonna talk about. I can't remember the cookie company I went to. I went to uh, Your Cookies Make Me So. I'm so happy they make you good. Are you happy, sister? Love you, mama. My wife loves my cookies. We went to this. Oh, we were. I'm jumping around here. I'm a humanoid. I'm gonna get back to Will Smith. But I gotta tell you, I went to this cookie company, and everybody's talking about these damn cookies. Everybody. They said if you go to Crumble, I think that's the name of the company, they're the bomb. We were standing in line, somebody's talking about crumble cookies. So I got excited. I love cooking. I love cooking. You can tell I love cookies. I probably ate too many cookies in my lifetime. I get to crumble. We get this peanut butter Reese's cookie. Y'all, child, as my boy Tim Upshaw say, booty. But what I realized, it's a company and it's not small batch cookies. And people like real butter or real organic butter, real eggs, organic nuts, uh, love, time, space, magic creates a different type of event in your mouth. Almost sounds like sex, huh? But it is. It's the same difference. That's how I said orgasmic cooking. And so my point of it is that the cookie crumble is I. It was too expensive. It was like $4, I think, for a cookie. And I was like, if you took their cookie for $4 and you put my cookie, and my cookie would be $10 then, hands down. I promise you. If you're in town, if you're nearby, come get one of these cookies and go crumble and tell me the difference and leave me some money. Leave me their $10. Not that 10, they're $4. But anyway, that's my point. But what I'm saying is that you can make a better product because you're taking time and the energy that you put in things. See, what happens is I think people forget about the energy that we be with each other. You know, right now we're not willing to really be with each other. We're willing to be at each other. You know, we're not willing to ask questions. Um, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock out of pocket. Don't know what happened to that brother that day. Don't know. Just it was just out of sorts. When I first saw it, I thought it was I thought they were acting. And then I have my own theory, but I'm gonna leave that alone because I'm gonna stay positive today because I have some ideas about us being out of control, but not in the out of control in a good way. How much programming are we dealing with that we're not willing to admit that we get programmed to respond and not really respond to react. Programming, you react to shit. Responding, you have some time and space, and you can make a clear decision because you can ask some choice. You ask questions that create choices, slows down the process, and you don't have to react. You get to respond. Hope that makes sense. And no, and this is no, just no. I'm not. Who am I to judge Will Smith and And Chris Rock, I don't know. I'm just saying from my observation. I am not. One of the things at 58, no longer will I drop salt on anybody. Living in this world is difficult. Um, but one more thing I want to talk about. I didn't get online and talk about the shooting in Buffalo. And usually I jump on Facebook, Instagram, and what I realize, not that I don't empathize with the families and the individuals, uh, but I realize it's time to do something different. And no more time to other somebody. And yeah, I'm sick and tired of us being the joke of America. I'll say this: Ice Cube asked Biden before he became president to meet with him to talk about changing stuff in this country, and it didn't happen. It still hasn't happened. The question with it is, what are we going to do as people? And what have we learned from our past from waiting for government to do shit for us? Government ain't going to do shit for you. Nobody. What would it take for you to act on your own, to make a choice, to create something different, to be in a different space? Y'all know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna get off of this, but I just wanted to share with you guys um, my thoughts and why I do this cooking and why I'm not gonna stop. Even if Derek and us decide to stop, I'm still gonna be cooking. I might record myself. I might be naked in the kitchen. I was like the naked chef. I don't know. That'll be a sight for sore eyes. So let me check on these cookies. Turn my light on. See what they look like. Give my oven light. Almost, y'all. They got 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 36 seconds. So, explaining the fan in the oven. Some ovens don't have a convection oven. This is a convection oven. Sometimes a little bit more spendy. If you buy an oven for your house, get it because you have the option. Things cook a lot quicker. And the whole concept is the temperature is still the same. It's 350 inside the oven. And what's happening is that it's swirling hot air and it forces to cook the cookie quicker. Also, the pans I use are kind of hollow, so there's space in between the metal, and so there's air in there, and the cookie actually cooks differently on that pan. Spend a little bit of money, but you get a better product at the end. And guess what? I don't care because when I first bought this stuff, it was for my kids and my wife and my family, and my friends who came by, and I'm going to put the energy into that for people. Um, any questions? Any jokes? Uh, Let me talk about something I'm doing. Um, I have a lot of classes. So let me back up. So uh, I do classes for consciousness, and some of you guys might be, why is he doing this conscious? Why he always talk about this consciousness thing? Because I got to a point in my life. I've been working at the county for 32 years, and some 5 years ago, I was tired. I was done. I was really fucking done with the mundane way of being and thinking. And I was like, is there any other possibility with working with kids? What can actually stimulate people to make a difference? And what I realized is that I had to put the oxygen mask on me first. And what I mean by that, I had to take care of John. And yesterday I met with a family and it was 2 hours and 20 minutes that met with this family. And the dad was urgent about fixing his family. And what I realized, and I shared with them at the end of our meeting, is the dynamics of communication has been devoured in that family. And one of the things I observed, I was sitting there, I spoke to each individual individually, and I met with them as a family, as a collective. And what I realized is that everybody wanted to be right. Now, this is the crazy thing about being in consciousness. I asked myself a question a while back. Do you want to be free or do you want to be right? If you had a choice between the two, what would you choose? And I thought about it because a lot of times I was like, in the younger days, I wanted to be right. Now I want to be free. And what that does, that creates a space where no longer nobody is right. Yeah. No longer am I proving shit to anybody. I'm not taking time to like try to prove something to somebody. It's not that I don't care. I realize that everybody walks through this planet on this planet at their own rhythm. And sometimes if you take a couple steps back, you observe it's kind of a beauty about how they go about being them. And what I recognize, I talked about this cabin dude who died last week, and the women were upset. I was like, a wounded person wound people. So when you see that, you can do one or two things. You can make fun of the cat. I'm gonna take these out, or you can have ask questions. Don't mean you have to agree with the cat. You just ask them questions. Okay, y'all. Do this. Bam. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? Bam. A kitchen sink, macadamia white chocolate. Okay. Bam. Now, what you do with these cookies, you don't leave them on that pan because if you leave it, some cookies require to stay on the pan. Okay. Other cookies want to be on a grate and it has these little four legs on the bottom of it, and it sits up and air can flow underneath it, and the cookie starts to cool. You don't want to take the cookie off immediately because it'll break up. Okay. You don't want that. That's not pretty. So what I'm going to do, let me see. I hope I have the right spatula. My wife's watching. I like my thin metal spatula when I'm doing cookies. You can use. So let me show you the difference real quick. Yeah, we're almost. Give me 2 minutes and we'll be out of your hair. So if you look at this here, look at the thickness of this. Okay, the plastic one is a little bit, but the Rubbermaid one is a little thicker. This is thin, so it won't tear the cookie. It won't lift it. It just slides right under it. I prefer this metal thin. Um, this is spatula. Okay, so I slide this underneath here like that. Drop this over here. This is a bigger cookie. Voila. Don't be silly, John. Don't be silly. And there you go. Can you guys see that? Can you see that? Okay. Now, what you guys learn tonight? Hacks work. Plus, they're gluten free. Explain gluten to people real quick. Why Tori and I don't do gluten free? I mean, why we do gluten free? Gluten is a chemical in the body that when it gets in the body, it creates expansion, swelling of the stomach, of the gut, of the joints. For me, my throat, and it makes your body really uncomfortable. Reason is because some of the chemicals that are used on wheat in the U.S., because this is the thing that's kind of interesting. When my wife and I go to Europe, we can eat pasta there and pastries there. It's a little bit different, but they don't use the same chemicals on their wheat as we do in the U.S. So I had to back, and at 58, I had to back away from that. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. Trust yourself. Ask questions. Ask your doctor. Ask whoever you want to go. Do some research. We did the research, and so we started leaning towards. We made some spring rolls, some egg rolls, and we used wheat, and I got sick like immediately. My throat. I was like, oh my god, bad wheat. But anyway, I want you guys to see this. In French, this is called a petit gâteau, a small cake. My wife is going to devour these. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Orgasmic Conscious Cooking. Can you do me one favor, y'all? Subscribe, being John Asher. If you like this, if you see this, pass it on to somebody. I'm gonna do a little bit better of advertising this. Recipes you can find. If you want my recipes, DM me, hit me up because I like talking to people. So I'm a person to person type of person. So if you like some recipes, add some ideas, something you want me to cook, I love to do that. Anyway, be kind. When you see somebody walking down the street, you see somebody having a difficult time, smile at them. When you wake up in the morning, you're in the mirror, you're feeling kind of down, ask who this belongs to and be kind to you. Peace and blessings. Until next week. Yum, yum, yum. Mm, mm, mm. Delicious.